Hi and welcome. My name is Katrina and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream, The Interludes. Scenes that take place between the end of Season 2 and the start of Season 3. And yet again, I am privileged to have two of my players with me. Before I start telling what we are gonna do this evening, I would very much like them to introduce themselves as well as their characters.
Dear Prince, you wanna...
Yeah, I can go first. Hi, I'm Tarja. I'm playing Christopher Masters, the Prince of the City, a 10th generation Ventrue, with a lot on his plate, as any decent regent have.
Fucking hell.
And I am Marianne. I play Siobhan Price, 10th generation Toreador, and all primogen.
And moody. No.
As fuck.
As they should be. Well, we're gonna throw our gaze back to a certain night, actually, that we left off a couple of episodes ago, where our current prince was about to have a clans meeting in the tower after a quite heated meeting with his two compadres.
Wasn't the competitive compadres was the primogens of this clans.
It got.
And everyone has to like.
It got a bit.
And
a bit spicy. It got a bit interesting.
Yeah, had to be media.
Just
had
a
to be
normal
judge.
night for a Toreador.
Had to be Dr. Phil and solve all the problems.
Oh, the prince's job is never done. I love it.
I know they are my friends, but sometimes you just wish you could chop their heads off.
For the reds. All right.
Well, that would be the Red Queen.
That would be the Red Queen, yeah. So, we are actually gonna start with Christopher's scene before we are gonna get into the thick of it of what Shiv is doing after this meeting. It's been an interesting night after all for her. It's the night that keeps on giving. So you just bite down and take it.
Yeah, just that and then it's been a jam-packed evening, and now I gotta break the news to the clan that I have given away property to the brewhouse so that the Toreador would give properties to the gangrels, so the gangrels would have a place in the city. I feel like I'm trapped in an episode of MASH.
Yeah. Mere moments later, the door opens and JJ almost not ushers in your clan.
Of course.
But greets
Yeah, of
them
course I get
and
up
sends them
and... welcome, clans friends. Please, come in.
Mr. Shutterstock, Savage, Elizabeth, and JJ.
It's gonna be a fun little mood in this room this night, yes? Please sit. Can I get anyone anything before we start? Get anyone anything or anyone?
Savage, no, there's Prince, I'm fine.
He looks towards the other three, and well, if there's no one else. Well, let's get down to brass tacks then, shall we? We have several things to go through, and also some new developments. First, is there anyone here would like to take up Primogen? And do you have any situational words that needs to be addressed before we proceed in tonight's agenda?
No, I don't think so. Not at this moment. There might be.
Well, perhaps I should begin then. I have some news. Earlier tonight, I'd have to lend a hand in settling a little territorial dispute. The gangrels are coming into the city. Too long they've been situated on the periphery, too far away to do us any good. I cannot see the point of having warriors. If the warriors are situated so far, they won't be here in time to help defend us if we are attacked again. It was blatantly obvious during the Anarch invasion that having them sprawled out there in the boomsticks did little for the defense of the city.
JJ immediately. I have no issues with this. This makes perfect sense.
Unfortunately, they wanted to settle on Toreador land. Toreadors did not particularly wish to give up said land. And top it all off, apparently there had been some earlier promises by the previous regime to the brewers about said area as well, which would have never been delivered. So to facilitate the deal, to placate the brewers, I have taken upon it to hand over some of my estates, some warehouse districts, over to the brewer clan to placate their needs, to facilitate the Toreador to hand over the area to the Gangrel, and the Gangrels in return have agreed to owe us a major boon as a clan whole.
Savage, you did what?
We need them in the city. Let me just stretch that. Not only that, having the Gangrels owe us, as a clan, as a whole clan, owe us, not the city, not the Primogen Council, but us, Clan Ventru, a major boon will come in handy. And I'm not particularly worried about the brewhouse. Like I said, we need the warriors fit and ready to fight.
Why are you not particularly worried? Savage turns around and almost leans her arm on the top
Two
of
reasons.
him.
One, the Ironox are going to come again. Don't be fooled. They will not be satisfied with the last attack. And in that event, we will be needing
They were
our
probably
cannon fodder, happy and ready to fight. And let me remind you how the situation were before I took over as prince in the city with the brewers. There were 2 of them left. Dwindling resources, nothing of value when it comes to particular territorials. If Catalina continues her excellent leadership, I give little reason to see why their fortunes of late will not diminish again once blood is spilled. I mean, I assume none of you particularly want to be the one to sacrifice yourself defending the city. I mean, there's a reason we have warriors. Warriors fight, and warriors die. But if you want them to fight, you'll need to have them placated.
Of course, sound argument. There is Prince again, Miss Savage. But Catalina gets a taste of power, position.
Of course, I understand why you're worried about that.
Do you know the Bruja?
I know, but I also know what would happen if the Brujas become too dissatisfied. I will not take their clan's loyalty to the Camarilla a given if they are not, at least from time to time, fed some scrapes of the table.
Oh yeah, Mr. Shutterstock. I think it's sound to keep both sides happy. I do see both sides here, though. It seems, of my intel as well, and I'm sure this is, the prince knows this, that the Gangrel and the Bruja are very familiar.
That was also what that also worried me a bit,
now.
which is why I also felt like it was an idea, good idea to give them the particular areas where I did, because between where the Gangrels now sits and the warehouse districts that I gave them lies not only more Ventru area, but also a nice little slice of Malkavian territory. It would, and not to mention now they're all in the city, instead of potentially having meetings where we have no eyes and ears.
As I said, I completely understand your point of view and your argument, Prince.
I know.
I don't want to underestimate that Catalina is in power and she is formidable.
But there's another aspect to this which to a large degree comes into play with the power structure of the Brujas. they know the areas in and out of the city, all the back alleyways, the unseen passages, the little essentially how to get in and out. And I noticed something that, as far as my understanding and information goes, is something they have been sharing with the gangrels. Given time and a keen eye, we will learn this information and no longer be wholly reliant.
Yes, because again, if I may, dearest Prince, Mr. Shutterstock again, that is what I'm also very much concerned about. The Brujas and the gangrels are, per definition, sitting on the safety of the city from the Anarch threat, claiming that they and they alone know where eventual holes in the walls are, keeping us at their mercy.
Which is why we need to keep them close to find
It
out.
doesn't.
It's a city. We will
Yes.
this will be indulged. And I've already found out a few of the interesting routes, and also the primogener Gangrel has this little pet project of him. His little, what should we say, sensibilities. His little pet peeve, which has to do with women being exploited in the sex trade. He will seek to help them and get them out of that. And I assume that from time to time he will smuggle them out of their city and utilize these ways of the Brujas. I've inserted myself as strongly as I can into that little angle of his operation, lending some money and some locations outside the city for him to transport them to. I am confident that it will yield much good intelligence, not only about routes, but also about any connections between the two clans. We all know the history of the low clans and their dissatisfaction with
We do.
us, the high clans.
The ruling clans, and indeed, and then you see, JJ, Prince, if I may. My foremost concern will always be for this city and the throne. And I personally do worry very much that the numbers of the gangrel and the Bruja is strengthening and could possibly threaten the current ruling and establishment. But I do not like to react out of paranoia and being ill-informed. I would like to propose
By
something.
all means.
She looks around at the other clan member. It will be very important that if this is agreed upon, that it cannot leave this room.
I do hope that we can all count on the discretion and ability to keep one's mouth shut from about clan business for all here. But I see no why we should not all also perhaps then swear to it.
Oh, Savage, I would gladly swear to it if it benefits the clan and of course the ruling regime, of course, I swear, of course. Mr. Shutterstock, of course, I see no problems with this. Fairchild, exactly what? Swear to what? Not indulge. I can't swear to something I don't. What are we swearing to?
That
Prince?
Whatever is said, proposed here, whether we all agree to do it or not, never leave the confines of this room. It's it's from Clan Ventru's ears only.
Almost like she thinks. Sure. I will not be a thorn in anyone's side. It's not my place, is it? Right. And JJ says, I propose that we, for lack of a better word, get an infiltrator in.
Amongst which of the clans were you thinking?
Well, right now I would very much like it to be Bruja.
Any in particular? Do you have any candidates for such a mission? It's not that easy. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about finding a Bruja that is willing to, well...
No, I'm speaking of someone that can pose as one.
Bold move. Not the easiest thing in the world to pose as one clan when in fact one belongs to another.
Not at all.
Can I
Not
do an
impossible
insight look?
if-
Yeah. Because I'm a bit curious of just how much does JJ really know here? Exactly what is it she is... Well, again, reading her is pretty much like reading fucking stone. If anyone who could give Chris a run for the money, his money when it comes to being close-mouthed. 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. So exactly what does it? He wants insight
If she's saying this, like her answer when he says that, her reaction when he says not easy for someone to pose. If she betrays any hint that she might suspect that someone already are doing that very thing.
Well, you're getting a little feeling that she might know something.
I don't particularly worry that she knows. I'm more worried that if she knows, who else might also deduce the same thing. To pose as another clan. They are still not complete in the numbers.
They are not, sire.
It should be some...
And it might only be for a guest. And it could only also be
someone who might initially want to come to the city as a guest. But provides a certain either disposition, or if we can even manage to create some sort of a legend for the person, something that makes them desirable for the Catalina to have here. Someone strong, someone with some clear reputation of some sort. And also, I think we should make sure that when the person is introduced to the prince of the city, that's who, her or him or they, are given a bit of an opportunity to show a little bit disrespect and put one over the prince. I'm sure that would go well down.
We are architects, sire.
Exactly.
We are masters at this type of manipulation. I am confident that if we play it correctly, they will eat this bait hook, line and sinker. And then we will have eyes on the inside of a potential threat.
I like it. It's a good plan.
It's been a long time since they have had power.
Yes.
And power grows, well, more hunger for
Indeed.
power.
No, I know that I'm younger than most here. I know that some have been longer, but I also would like to iterate this one point. One thing is this position of the gangrels and the Brujas in this city. But I would advise the Camarilla as a whole not to take any clan's allegiance for granted if they feel that whatever they get out of the membership is less than they put in. These are proud warrior clans, but that also means a lot of them die and young blood comes in. Young generation, younger vampires, more impatient, more desire for change. All this could put strain on the traditions.
And threaten
Exactly.
the Camarilla.
If we want to hold a bulwark against the tidal wave that are the Anarchs, these bothersome ants who spread their ideology, which we all know is nothing but desire for power hidden in their bullshit thoughts about
Freedom, Savage says.
freedom.
Freedom? What the hell do they know? The system of the Camarilla is what
Exactly.
protects us, grows us in power and renown and safety. We get to live our nights.
But that is
as we
exactly what
should.
it is, because the architects behind the anarch movement, they know what they're doing. Their power comes from making young vampires believe in their promiseless words of brotherhood, fraternity, and liberty.
Ugh, silliness. Do we know anything?
They've been
more?
quiet. I have nothing more information from my consent, but I am 100% sure that they'll be back. Not the very least because one of their chief agents and captains in their attack escaped on that and was not killed.
So we should still be wary. And again, then I love JJ's suggestion of getting a covert operation in, because as she is saying, and Mr. Shutterstock is, they sitting on like the front lines of keeping our city safe. Well, that threatens our position of power.
Yes.
They should just be fingertips, not the hand.
It shouldn't even be fingertips, it should be the knife blade that be wielded by the hand. But trust me, we are not.
Indeed, and if
we
they are the
not that
gatekeepers.
helpless on that front either. I have a personal project for a while now, both within my mortal family's affairs, but also a business venture that will provide us with access to ample foot soldiers should the need arise.
Good, because the last night that the Anarch War, they came quick and they came hard, and well, we were beneficial for the fact that they were young and unorganized. I'm thinking that was just
Also, they're
past
underestimated
the
their
next
opposition.
one.
They thought that because we have lost a few of the old
So
ones,
many.
the full prince of the city, two primogenists, two leaders of clans, they thought that meant weakness when they did not anticipate our ability to retaliate that quickly, to turn on a heel.
Not at all.
But like I said, I have brought in actual mortal muscle for my uncle's family side, business side of the business. That will be available to us. Soldiers that can walk during the day and
Well,
no violence. And my security firm has begun an extensive recruitment campaign amongst, what shall we say, discharged military members.
wise decision, Mr. Shutterstock says. I would very much like to ask you, as clan leader and prince, that you do not put any cap on our personal ghouls. Are we free to ghoul?
As long as you inform me about whom they are and the numbers, cool away. But remember also, you must be able to feed them.
Of course. See, Savage, don't you go and start a chicken farm now, Mr. Shutterstock? Like, no, and he gets like, that's an odd thing to say. He's like, no, I just want to make damn sure that my house and my domain is safe.
Like you said, we are masters of playing games of young, but also the fact that we know how to influence and manipulate the mortal society, which so many of our kindred take for granted. They do not see the powers that are in mortals if utilized them.
Oh, they do not at all.
Particularly not the...
I'm
yeah,
currently a good friendship with the
Excellent.
mayor.
Excellent. The Anarchs believe that simply because they have been turned into vampires, they are masters, that they are better, that they have ascended. None of them are old enough, as at least some of our kindred in the Camarilla who still walk and do not slumber or not have heeded the call of the old nation to remember what it was like when the Inquisition came. I for myself have of course no understanding of this, but I have met mortals who wielded powers that scared me. And if we draw the attention of such beings, they can hurt even the oldest and strongest of us.
This is very true.
None of us will be able to withstand being dragged from a sleep into the sun.
I think as long as we now stay strong, plan, stay united, 1, 3, 4, 5 step ahead on anyone else.
Precisely. And build your power bases.
If
Ensure your
anything
private
happens,
security and safety with goals.
Of course.
It's a good plan.
Miss Savage looks at a time. Oh, is there anything
Not from
more?
my end, unless any of you have anything else you'd like to add or bring up.
Miss Feta, I do, but it's more of a private matter.
Well, if we adjourn, we can take a meeting. We could take a meeting with it
Savage giggles.
immediately after here when we're done.
Cute. That's so cute. Right. Well, I speak to you later then. Pretty
Suddenly,
Savage says. Brushes
he
your arm.
smiles and like inwardly. I know all there is to know.
Die. Oh my god. JJ gets up. I will give you the information. I'll give you a dossier on who I'm thinking of and how I'm thinking this should
Good.
be
I look
done.
forward to it. I trust you on this, JJ. It's in capable
Excellent.
hands.
Thank you so much, Marish. Mr. Shutterstock, I was gonna, well, now I'm here, but I can ask you in person. I'm having a soiree at my domain, with actually local politicians and the mayor.
Well,
I'm interested in talking to you about some, well, changes that could be interesting to the city layout. That could be interesting.
I'm intrigued. I'm interested.
You should come. I will
Good,
send you
do,
the
please do. We most appreciate it. I also have a little idea that might benefit from some political influence to it. I feel generous and that it's my duty to give something back to the city. And I was thinking about funding a particular program. Prevailing funds, so to say, to ensure the safety of the citizens of Boston. We'll discuss it at your engagement.
Of course. Well,
Good
good.
night.
I'll bid you good night. They leave. The room feels massive. Elizabeth has gotten up and she's looking out to the cityscape.
He's standing there.
She's wearing a grey power suit, white shirt, black heels. Her hair is set in a French knot.
For a second, he just wants to go over to her and just grab a hold of her and tell her everything. Tell her the truth, tell her why, tell her, beg for, not for forgiveness, but for her to move on, to let go, to find happiness somewhere else. But he tries to bite it down. I'll do a composure resolve to ensure that he remains in control of his emotions. Yep.
And a rouse check.
Yeah, well, tolerably well with 3 successes on the composure, and the road check is probably going to be worse, isn't it? It's probably going to be worse. Yeah, he gets angrier.
Yes, he did.
Why should... Oh, do you want... I can roll enough if you want. No. Damn you, peanut gallery.
Well, now.
Never give you enough.
Anyway,
Damn hotels never give you enough pillows or barbed wire. Well, actually, that actually helped. No, I got 4 successes.
God damn! Shut up in the peanut gallery. Shut up.
But as the hunger, as his composure draws on his inner reserve and makes him hunger, the desire for her, the desire to hold her, the desire to return to that intimacy, he feels something else stirring as blood is, well, I don't know exactly what is the word, vaporized, nourished, drunken into when you use it. Well, he feels hunger crawling through his body as blood is devoured. Yeah. There's another voice, the voice of the beast, that says, "You brought her into the world in a moment of passion. You could end it as well."
Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh, yeah, it's like
to even hear him growl that
back.
at you.
Yeah.
Stop!
So, Elizabeth, what was it you wanted to discuss? What may I do for you?
She turns around, arms crossed. Her eyes almost glisten in almost a iridescent blue. One last time I will ask. One last time only. You meant it. She looks very calmly, actually. Do you show any sign of weakness? Because then you hear the pitter-patter of heels.
I think it's actually going to need another. Probably need another rose wall.
Yeah.
First of all, then a road check. First of all, it's panic takes hold. Like at first, that I can still tell the truth. There's still a possibility. There's still a hope, and then hunger. And the beast start railing inside of him as well, demanding to be let loose. Whoop-de-daisy. Well, I got loads of successes, but not skull, but 2 of. No, that's
that is skull.
No, that's not skull. That's
that
skulls.
Is skull.
This is massive successes.
Yeah.
So like he starts panic, and he starts talk. It starts in one tone of voice, like, "You're better without me, Elizabeth. You're better without me."
You feel her glide over. Christopher. What happened? Something happened. You can almost feel and hear her reaching out for you.
No! And I push her back. I have said what I had to say in that matter. There's no more discussion to be brought. I am not who you thought I was. I am what I need to be. For the clan. For the city. I cannot be what you want me to be. I never was.
Yeah. I needed this reality check, I think. So I thank you, Prince, for reminding me of your cold, dead heart and the vile thing you are. It makes what I will do next so much easier.
You do what you must do.
I will be leaving the city for a minute.
inside his heart is both breaking and rejoicing, because that will make her safer. That will be for her protection. But it also means that he is losing her.
I have been in correspondence with someone that wants to enter the city, that I have been invited to get to know each other better. Since I matter not, then you will not care.
Of course you do matter. You're Ventru. You're one of the clan.
Yes, we are useful toys, aren't we, Prince? I will leave tomorrow eve. I will be back. When I'm back, I hope you find some comfort in something. Because rest assured, it will not be me. She turns on her heel. You can almost hear her voice almost breaking a little bit. And for a minute, it's like she walks really steadfast, and then almost like you feel like she's slowing down, like the other wanting for it to be stopped.
He turns around. I wish you a good trip.
And there he sits, the lonely king. I was going to pan out. I was going to hit the Y. And this Shiv has entered her domain, her private quarters. All the blood and the gore of early of the night has been magically cleaned up.
As it should.
As it should. The trepidations and conflict and horror of this night still lingers in the very fabric of Shiv.
Insane sorrow, insane hatred, insane self-doubting consciousness, regret, all the emotions,
All the feelings.
all the feels.
You actually see one thing that elegantly has just slid to the side, and the cleanup crew of Eve, the other person ghouls didn't see, was that little glass vial has slid over to the side with one of the pots with plants in to the corner. You captured glimmering in the light.
Go over and pick it up. I'm guessing it's the one that William
Yeah.
was given. Pray to Cain that I didn't make his situation worse. And I place it on the side table where I found it and pick up the one that's still lying there.
It calls to you. It beckons you. The room is thick with anticipation.
And picks it up and wanders over to where he lies. Looks at him intensely.
He flickers in and out of them three. Sometimes she's very Aiden, and the next is Trixie with all her colors. before it glides into the serenity of the stoic beauty of the wild rose.
I don't deserve this. Not now. I don't deserve you. Would you forgive me? I think not. And then I drink it. Because I have to. I have to.
And as the first drop of this beautiful, dirty liquid hits the tip of Shiv's tongue, the world explodes, implodes, and there's color, and there's music, and there's memory. And then there is a room. It's the apartment, as before. And you breathe.
I look at myself.
Your heart beats.
And then I think to her. You don't deserve this. I'll wander into the apartment, obviously searching for him, hoping not to see any other.
You hear almost, when you go into the bedroom, you hear, Shiv? Shiv? Where are you?
Right here?
The voice feels like it's far away. Downstairs almost.
I'll follow the voice.
You open up the front door to the apartment.
I'll follow the voice wherever it is.
You walk down the deep stairs, and the moment you hit the ground floor, it changes. It changes into grass. You see a massive night sky, big moon, beautiful landscape as you've seen in several of his paintings.
Aiden?
Shiv, you hear him behind you.
Turn around.
Dark shirt, dark pants. His eyes is fixated, almost like in pure surprise, shock, joy. He grabs you faster than you manage to say Aiden.
Are you okay?
No, I'm okay now. For this minute, I am okay. Oh, what I have
Please.
done to you.
I'll touch him face.
He looks down, his dark eyes go from black to the clearest of caramel tones. I remember everything.
I'm glad, but it also, you shouldn't. If you remember,
Everything.
then you know what happened. I'm trying. Have been trying.
None
I'm trying to get you out. I'm trying to.
None of this is your fault. None of it is. This is a game that was bigger than us. Much bigger than you.
You should have let me die.
No.
You shouldn't have cared.
My mistake was loving you and being greedy and selfish.
Did you know Was it part of your plan to keep Trixie by your side?
Which part do you mean?
To die and come back. This.
I knew that if I spoke to the goddess, there was a possibility at least that I would remain within her, and then maybe I could view you from afar.
I knew death long before I met you. But I had never been touched by it the way that it was when you died, when you went away.
All things die, Shiv. He brushes your hair away. All things die.
No,
All things die.
Aiden.
All things has a dawn and a dusk. I know you want to bring us back. You need to put us out into the sun. I know you're going to refuse, but you need to do that. You need to put us to the sun, dearest.
So you would not choose me again.
I would always choose you, but do you know what this body is that we are trapped in? This threat it poses to you. I'd gladly die 1,000,000 times knowing you would be safe.
When I met you, when I realized what you were, it was as if part of my soul was yours. And when you died, you took that with you. And I can never be whole. Never. Unless I'm with you.
I
would rather see the same fate as you, Aiden, than walk alone.
No.
Yes.
I will not bear it, and I cannot let you do that. We have lived a lifetime, several lifetimes.
It's not enough.
Well, for me, perhaps. Me in this state is threatening you and your existence. You need to live, Shiv. Our time is over. You almost, I feel.
And you call that wretched life out there living? It is not.
It is not, because you are cursed because of me. I was greedy. I didn't just want to leave. I pleaded with the goddess to be able to see and view you from afar in a hope that I could just still taste a bit of our love. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been a better man and let you go. I was weak. In my final moment, I was weak.
And what if I refuse?
I am in no position to force
What then? What then? Could you... Clearly I'm not enough for you.
Oh, you're so sorely mistaken. All that horror that's befell everyone I loved was my doing because I loved you more than them.
Then choose me again. Please say choose me again.
I am choosing you again.
No, you're choosing...
I am choosing you. He lifts up your head, and you see the pain on his face. The goddess is incredibly dangerous in anyone's hands. I've wandered the halls of her mind. Something new is being born, dearest. Trixie's dead. He looks almost like to the horizon, and there you see the wild rose stands. You see she's looking down, and almost like a wind is pulling at her hair. Even she knows it.
I wanted to bring her back as well, Trixie. I wanted you to have at least a small piece of your family with you, even if...
Shiv, my love. Do you know how many Trixies there've been? Minas. There's been so many. The goddess reborn. She births herself. She recreates herself. Trixie is gone.
I don't...
Gone, Shiv.
But you are still here.
For now, whatever will be born next will not maybe take kindly to the presence of me.
We can leave. We can go wherever you want. We don't have to stay. We can...
What you are thinking of doing to damn someone else? How are we any better? You will be wretched like me.
I already am.
You are
Don't
not.
you see that?
You are not.
Everywhere I go, there is nothing but darkness and ash, and it clings to me. Fucking wretched, undead life. I can not live like this. I might as well kiss the sun like you did.
Do not dare. And then you see like a flicker of red in his eyes. Do not threaten with death. All of this was for you.
Then the least you could do is choose to live for me.
Me in this state, in this dangerous thing we're trapped in, is threatening you. What would you have me do? If the shoe was on the other foot, Shiv.
I don't know.
I curse the gods that I didn't have more time with you, for fuck's sake. I would have done anything for just one more night.
You had me for an entire week or more, but I did not have you.
I committed the most horrible crime. I condemned my dearest friends to death.
That wasn't on you. That would have happened regardless.
I chose. Shiv, I chose you. Knowing I condemned them.
You shouldn't have.
I condemn them. They are dead. In the ground, in the dust, in the air. Because I chose you.
Are you saying that you're so weak that you couldn't live with it? Is that what you're saying? You're not strong enough.
I didn't.
You'd fucking be strong enough and I'll hit his chest like...
Oh, he grabs you. I didn't deserve it. I didn't. I know I didn't. Almost like he speaks to the top of your head. I didn't deserve to be loved after what I did. And even still, I pleaded with the goddess to let me stay, just to see you from afar, just to make sure that you would be okay.
Does this seem okay to you? I should probably just be sugarcoating this and be nice to you because I know I'm hurting your feelings, but fuck that, Aiden. You owe me. You owe me so much.
I owe you everything.
You
I've...
then choose me, please.
Oh my God, don't you think I wish I could? I wish I could.
You cannot get me to make up my mind, to choose something different, to change the course. You cannot. Because like you, I will choose you always. Over and over again. Don't you understand that?
He grabs you and holds you so tight, and he was like, I love you so, so much. I love you so much. But Shiv, we're already dead.
That's not enough.
You gotta let us go.
Fuck that.
The sky turns a different weird color. And he looks at the wild rose in the horizon. And she stares. And he nods. At least think on it, my love. I don't want to leave this world knowing that you are in danger.
Then save me.
You will not do the one thing I wish for that could save you.
You wouldn't.
You need to put this body to the sun. Then you're safe.
It's not the saving I need. Do you really want to die that badly? You really want to leave
Of course I don't.
me again?
Of course I don't. And he brushes your hair. I do not. I do not. And I know that you wish this was different.
I dream of it every day. I'm parading around town pretending to be this person I'm not, and the only reason why I'm doing it is because of you.
He almost sees like he smiles, but it's not like a happy smile. It's a very heartbroken smile. I feel such shame and such guilt.
Don't. I was so mad at you for so long. But the love that I feel, it overshadows everything. Even what you did to me. Even though I didn't want it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Because of my actions, countless lives were lost. Innocent human beings and friends I had for decades. I was weak then to take my punishment truly, but I'm not now. I do love you, Shiv, more than you will ever know and understand. and he's going to say something, and then he hears you hear almost like a weird shrieking from the wild rose. And you see he almost like he blitzes a little bit in this weird world you're in.
Try to hold him.
Be strong, shit. I love you. And then you flicker in and out. And you find yourself on tippy toes in the room as you drop the vial. And it breaks. Falling to your knees. Hitting reality.
Probably. And just like a very... Well, there's no one around, but they will probably hear a hot, ripping shriek. Crying. Screaming.
On that note, I'm a very mean storyteller. I should do it. There you go, there you go.
You will have your punishment one day.
Yes, I hear you say that, but yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Only once a week.
Only once a week! Both Siobhan and Chris are left with painful aches in their chest this episode. But I'm very convinced that how they will react to how they will react to this and what they will do next is very different.
It seems to me that Aiden is going about this all wrong. He's visiting the wrong person. Chris can help him. I'm just saying.
I'm not sure he's visiting me so much as I'm visiting him, though. I need more wine. That's how I feel.
Oh. But
So, should we go for a stranger on the train situation? I'll do yours, you do mine.
wow, that went dark fast. Woo!
Would solve the problem, wouldn't it, if Chris were to drag the goddess into the sun and she would kill him in anger? It would solve Chris's problem as well, technically. Interesting.
You're too technical about this.
Yeah, he could suggest that, and then she will probably do some absolute shit on you. But there you go.
Well, someone has to burn in the end.
Fire has been promised. Fire will be delivered. On that note, thank you so much, my dearest players. You dare to do it, and I am honored to have you. Thank you so much. Immersion all the way. I love it. And to I love it. And to all you guys, the viewers, thank you so much for your support, comment, likes, and follows. As you see, we really do like to do a little bit of mental and emotional torture, because it's just role playing. It's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be painful. And on that note, take care of one another, and as they say, and until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.